Hey, Refuge Church family. Just like you, we are trying to keep up with all the changes happening with the virus and all the recommendations being given to us from our leaders. And I'm just asking that we maintain our peace and our trust in the Lord. I really believe there's an opportunity here if we can just stay faithful, stay calm, and full of peace. The church has always thrived in seasons of chaos, and this season is no exception. There is a harvest for us here and now. We've been believing for revival, and I believe this is what revival looks like, is people being in a place where they are desperate for community, desperate for relationship, and we have it. So let's stay connected. Let's stay full of peace and hope and faith. A couple things to remember. Number one, God has not given us a spirit of fear. We are not moved by fear. We are moved by faith. And one of my favorite quotes, I think I used it last Sunday in my sermon, from Francis Frangipane. He says, any area of your life that doesn't glisten with hope is under the influence of a lie and therefore is a stronghold of the enemy. God has hope for this season. And I just want to warn you, be careful about how much social media you take in, because God's word is a source of hope. Social media can be a great source of fear. So just be careful in that area. And number two, grace. We all need grace in this season. In all the chaos and all the busyness and the quick changes, communication can be difficult. And so we just need to extend grace to one another in how we communicate and how we connect. And you might be feeling outside the loop. We all feel like we're outside the loop right now as we're trying to figure this all out. So let's just extend grace to one another. Let's give each other the benefit of the doubt. We love each other and we're a family. So this is a season of grace. It's going to take some time for us as we move to this online church thing. It's going to take some time for us to get it right. And so just be gracious in the process. I'm asking for grace for myself as I try to lead us in this season, as we figure out what online church looks like. You might be asked to move from one day or one group to another. Just be gracious about it. We're making room for everyone. And so that's point number two. Number one, God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. Number two, grace. We all need grace in this season. And then number three. So here's the plan. Some of us are going to meet in groups of 10 or around 10 to watch a service every week that we pre-record. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, we're meeting down at the Alder Building, some of us. The worship team is recording worship on Mondays, and then on Wednesdays, I'm recording a sermon. And then there's a group of us that are making that into one cohesive, beautiful, amazing video. And then some of us are getting into groups to watch that together. We have two groups right now that are going to meet on Saturday evenings, and two that are going to meet on Sundays. And we might be adding more groups as needed. But when it comes to these groups, I don't want you to think of them as life groups. I want you to think of them more like different services that our church offers, or campuses, like a multi-site church has multiple campuses. So maybe you normally go to the Saturday group to watch the service, but you have to work on Saturday. Well, go meet with one of the groups that meet on Sunday. This isn't like a life group where you're in this small group of people for an extended period of time. It's a service provided. Find one that works for you if you want to meet in a group. And for those of us that can't meet in groups or don't feel comfortable meeting in groups, first of all, I want you to feel no guilt, embarrassment, shame, whatever, for not wanting to meet in a group or being unable to. We love you. You're not forgotten. You're not overlooked. And Refuge Church, let's be careful and intentional to reach out to everyone in the body during this season. But if you are unable to meet in a group, we will provide you the service as well. And we're looking at ways to make a community, even in that, where you'll be at home watching by yourself, but you'll be connecting with others in the church that are watching it at the same time as you. So just be on the lookout. There should be an email coming with more details probably tomorrow afternoon. So with that, I want to leave you with one of my favorite verses that I think is so perfect for this time in this season. In the book of John, Jesus said this. He said, "These things I've spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you have trouble, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." So you have a choice. You and I, we have a choice right now. What's our source? The world or Jesus? Jesus offers peace. The world offers trouble. So let's make Jesus our source in this season. All right, I love you guys. I'm praying for you. And I'm so excited to see what God has in store for us in this season.